consider subscribing to my dinky little channel here. This was information that was very hard won on my end. Please subscribe. Hey, okay, so got my cup of coffee. And I'm going to include a picture of my breakfast. This video is about managing my weight and staying fit in Thailand, which I think for an older guy, I think it's really important. I mean, I kind of thought about it before I said that, but just from a health standpoint, we're older, you know. If you're coming here, you're probably thinking about being and feeling a little younger, being a little more active, being a little more physically active, a little more active with the ladies, all those good things. It's probably what you're thinking. And that's way easier to do physically and socially if you're fit, or more fit, you know. That's a separate subject, but I mean, you know, your fitness level versus your wealth, and there's a general balance, the exact same as there is back in the States. There's sort of a balance on what your pay grade is depending on who you are and what you got. It's just way more overt, and honestly way easier to manage for someone like me who's I'll admit and say I've got a lower emotional IQ. Sometimes I'm just not that sharp with all that stuff, and it's not necessarily my bag. So here I find it easier to manage, and I can just firmly and very nicely and all that, but firmly put my foot down and say, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to buy that. No, you know, that doesn't work for me. And then that's the end of the discussion. You know, now I put it on myself to do the nice things, you know, too. You know, I brought up the subject again of buying a motorcycle for my girlfriend's family. They've got a school bus. They've got a old motorcycle in very poor repair that just sort of it runs, but it's rough. I mean, I don't ride it. They were very generous with all that stuff with me. Anyways, back to fitness, right? Back to fitness. So, you know, while you're there in the States and you're thinking of coming here, you know, I mean, I was 50 pounds overweight pretty much my entire adult, you know, life from age 35 on. I leaned down a couple times and bounced right back up like everybody else, and all of a sudden I lost all this weight. How'd I do it? I stopped giving a crap about food, and I started thinking about the ladies. Also, after COVID, the weight just sort of fell off on its own because I lost some of my sense of taste for quite a while, and it got me off the food addiction. And that helped a lot. But basically, this is gonna sound stupid and easy, but I eat when I'm hungry. If I'm hungry, I'll eat, you know. And what gets you is when you're eating when you're not hungry. That's what gets you. And I do that a little, sure, I still do. And I'm naughty. I have my breakfast. I've got my kanom bang, baked bread, donut. When I started my diet, I forgot this. When I started my diet, I called it the donut diet because I had a donut or two every morning with my coffee. I absolutely love coffee, and I had a donut and coffee every morning, and enjoyed the hell out of it. Here's a little better shot. And I would feel so guilty the rest of the day after having my stupid freaking donut. I wouldn't snack. And the morning is the time to have your carbs. Even pro bodybuilders getting ready for a competition, there's a whole thing on that, but they'll have toast or bread or you know, the high processed, the really bad carbs in the morning. You can, even in competition, you can do that. So morning's the time to eat that crap. So I do it in the morning because I don't want to give it up. I don't want to go my whole life, oh, I don't eat pizza and donuts anymore. I can't do that. I don't want to be that guy. And I'm about 3 kilograms above ideal. I switched to kilograms because I live with my baby brother, my unofficial baby brother in the U.S. after my divorce, during and after. Sad and shocking how quickly my ex-wife wanted to be gone as soon as I wasn't writing the checks anymore. Very sad. Anyways, but it's 175 pounds is like 176 pounds or something is 80 kilos, and that's right where I'm at. I was 220, 225 before. Again, 5'9", not a good weight. Heart hard to manage my weight because I was very muscular. So it's like, how much is muscle? And of course, my ego was saying, oh, it's all muscle, Rob. That big gut is really probably 5 pounds. That big gut was 50 pounds. But anyway, so managing your fitness and weight here. So try and get on a diet. You know, the donut diet is stupid, but it really worked for me. I felt so guilty. I didn't eat crap the rest of the day. And then no carbs at night. After like 7:30, man, you can't do it. And there's another trick. My manager taught me, a guy I hired to help me kind of grow my first plastics company. When you're eating, load up on the veggies and have your meat, whatever meat you want, you know. And then watch the carbs, potatoes, rice, whatever. Just put less of that on your plate. And then when you eat, try and eat more of the veggies first, then more of the meat, and then have the carbs. I'm not saying eat it in order like you're, you know, I got like a social disorder. I'm just saying eat a lot of the veggies up front and then the meat, and then have the carbs towards the end. That kind of makes it like a dessert. It's just a trick. And then just drink a ton of water. Diet wise, I mean, I could go on and on and on. I actually know a lot about this, but that'll do you. If you just follow that, and you know, we're all older, we all have the common sense, we all got life experience here, we all know why we're overweight. So, I mean, but I find those tools the best. Donut or something naughty, whatever I like in the morning. I'll bring cookies in the morning if I really want to. I don't do that often, but I will. There isn't any difference between that and a donut, hardly. You know, muffins. The muffins are worse than the donuts. They have killer banana muffins here, by the way. Absolutely the best I've ever had. They're just amazing. Up at the Big C. Really good. And cheap, too. Super cheap. I'll have 1 or 2 of those in the morning. I'll buy a bag of 6 for 40 baht, $1 something. That'll be 3-4 days of breakfast. That's what I do. I live cheap here, and I'm having a great time. I'd rather be rich socially. I'll just use that word than other words with ladies. So I'd rather be rich socially than rich, you know. I don't want a Ferrari. No interest. I'd have to wax it in and insure it. What am I going to do with it? So anyways, fitness-wise, there are gyms here. There aren't many, but they're here. Hotels have gyms sometimes. My video on my arm day got way more views than I thought it ever would. So obviously there's interest. So and I know a lot about that. I mean, I've been trained by professionals, and Bob, who technically is an amateur, but probably knows more than most of the professionals. Bob's a freaking nature. Maybe I could do a video interview with him sometime. That'd be awesome. He's a nut. Anyways, I'll do another workout video. I always hated swimming. I like being around the water. I was a sailor, but I don't swim. But now you make yourself like stuff. You're in control. We're older. We've done this stuff. We got a ton of life experience. I've made myself like swimming, and now I like swimming. So there's that. So now I try and go swimming 1 day a week at my hotel day. I go to a hotel. I pay a 75 or 80 baht fee depending on which hotel, and I can use the pool for the day. One has a gym, one doesn't. One's closer to a friend, and then where my girlfriend works and the city and all that stuff, and one's more isolated but has the gym, so it's 50-50. And then I pay a day rate at the gym. I talked about that in my arm day video. So propane on a motorcycle going by, what could possibly go wrong? This place is so crazy. And you know, for managing my weight, those are kind of my things. I don't eat when I'm not hungry. I put a couple pounds on here and there, a kilo here or there, when it's, oh, we're all going to breakfast, or we're all going to lunch, or and I want to go, and I'll make a choice. Okay, I'm going, and I'll just try to behave better the next day. Generally, I don't. I landed here at 79 or 80 kilos. And I ballooned up to 86 because I was snacking. All of a sudden, I just went right back in my old bad habit, probably emotional baggage, just from the stress, extreme stress of, I did about a year of prep before I came here. That's what these videos are all about, trying to help you guys. And I prepped for an urban culture and ended up in a rural culture, and no one told me they were different. And again, I was a dumbass, because why would I not think that those are different? Why would I not think that living in rural Arkansas or New York City, why would I think those are the same? What kind of idiot does that? But I did, and it shocked me. And I had a little rural cultural trouble with my girlfriend, so I mean, I'll put a little bit at her feet, but I take blame for all my problems. I like the rule of Alaska's survival. If it happens to you and you're in Alaska, it's your fault. I saw that in a movie one time and I loved it. And that's how I deal with my life. So that's my freaking fault. I just didn't prep right. So, but I went and took the weight off by just being more careful about eating. The worse crap you eat, the later in the day, the more bad for you it is. That's the simple rule. So if I want something bad, I do it in the morning. Pointing with my coffee cup, I got my table over there. I do it in the morning, and then at night, I buy these Julie's sugar crackers. They're really craving satisfiers, and they're tiny little crackers. I'll have 2 of those and a diet soda, and while I'm reading my book or watching a movie before I go to sleep, and I feel very satisfied. And I don't want to go, I'm not really willing to go to bed and go, oh God, I'm starving, oh I'm hungry, oh but I'm on my diet, oh I'm miserable. I don't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not about self-punishment. My former wife did that for me for 30 years. So I'm not about self-punishment. So I'm not going to do that. So and you don't have to. And I don't have a great metabolism. I get chubby easily. I've got no gift in this. If I can do it, an average person can do it. Physically, I am an average person at best. So, and I'm disabled, so I can make this crap work. I'm motivated. I mean, I'm highly motivated, but I've got some stuff working against me. So that's kind of how I keep lean and try and stay fit here in Thailand. And the motivation is the ladies, because that's at least as big as having more money, if not really big. I think it's bigger. I think it's bigger. I think I get more flirting from the ladies and more opportunities with them because of my fitness than if I had more money. I think there's your motivator. So I would do that. I'm gonna have to have them kill that rooster one day. All right, bye. Thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.